Nicki Minaj's strained relationship with Drake is rekindled after an old critical tweet resurfaces. What up, words? Your boy Charles Brown back again talking facts. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell. Keep sending those Cashaps to CLBMG. I appreciate you, gang. Listen, Nicki Minaj and Drake are not in a good place. They haven't been in a good place for a while. You do not see them together. You do not hear them communicating. You did hear her, however, come out low-key in his defense. In a way, it wasn't like I'm riding with my dog, but she kind of low-key. When Wayne got into this little Super Bowl thing, she kind of came out a little bit, but they're not in a good space. I'm just going to be honest with you. Now, that doesn't mean she don't got no love for the boy, right? But at the end of the day, an old tweet has resurfaced, and I want to discuss it because I find a lot of people are sweeping this under the rug, but this is real deal-ish. We're talking about this old tweet about Drake getting preferential treatment from the same label he's suing right now. So let me talk about this and we're going to have a conversation. Nicki Minaj's tweet about Drake benefiting from Spotify resurfaces amid UMG disputes. Nicki Minaj's past comment about Drake benefiting from Spotify have resurfaced following the Six Gods legal filings against Universal Music Group. Back in 2018, the streaming platform featured Drizzy on the cover of all of their editorial playlists, even those not including his music, such as Best of British, Massive Dance Hits, and Fresh Gospel. Why is Drake on any of them lists? Please explain that to me. But I'm going to keep it pushing. To coincide with the release of his Scorpion album, which garnered a staggering 732,000 units in his first week. Why are you bitching? Are you dead ass? This dude is suing his label for wild ass tactics, and this dude got 732, which his fans to this day will throw them numbers in your face as if everyone else failed. And this is the only rapper in the world that succeeded. When you clearly were put on playlists you didn't belong. So someone just going along about their day, they put on their gospel stuff and they hear God's plan. Like, what is this? What are we talking about? Or whatever. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're on Best of British? You're on Massive Dances? Like, come on, this is not your forte. None of this stuff. You're on every single list. So somebody push and play, this is an inside job, gang. I'm just being honest. Someone push and play, that's like when YouTube put their song on everybody's iPhone. Remember that? YouTube was giving out the phone. They were giving out the phone with YouTube's song already locked in. People had it was a disaster. People had a conniption fit when they got that iPhone and that YouTube song was on there. Remember that? It's the same thing. Let me keep it moving. At the time, Nicki criticized the move on X, then Twitter, while venting about her issues with Spotify, writing, Spotify put Drake's face on every playlist, but told me they'd have to teach me a lesson for playing my music 10 minutes early on Queen Radio. I didn't even know Queen Radio was out that long. That's back in 2018 she was doing that. That's 8 years ago she was doing Queen Radio? Okay. Even though they've been giving away my music for free for years, and I'm the one of the top artists of all times at Spotify. The post has resurfaced in recent days amid Drake's bombshell legal battle with UMG, who he has accused of using streaming bots and payola to artificially boost the popularity of Kendrick Lamar's hit diss song, Not Like Us. How do you know that they are using payola and bots to artificially boost it? Because they did it for you. That's how you know. You know exactly how they do it because you are a beneficiary of the same practices. One of his pre-action petitions alleges that UMG gave Spotify a 30% discount to license the track and that somebody connected to Interscope, Kendrick's longtime label, whose parent company is UMG, paid thousands of dollars to fabricate 30 million Spotify streams for Not Like Us. That thing got hundreds of millions of streams. Let's just be honest. 30 million ain't doing shit for that record, but I'm going to let you cook anyway. It is nonsense. It don't make no sense. But they may have did it because they do that for all of their artists. But after that thing hits the 30 million streams, it has to sink or swim on its own. This thing is at hundreds, like a billion. Like, it ain't the same, gang. And we know it and you know it. So saying that ain't the same as really where it really went. It came back again on #1 after you dropped the lawsuit. The thing went back up. They didn't put $1 into it. It went back organically. This record is huge. It has nothing to do with fake stream, none of that. This record blew up, and it is what it is. They probably didn't need to put a penny into it, but I'm sure they promoted it. I'm sure they did put something into it. Let's just be honest, but they did the same thing for you. But let me keep this pushing. One fan praised Nicki for her perceptiveness over the initial comment, writing, "This woman never lies about what's going on in the music industry, ever." I don't know about that. Let me keep this moving. Another pointed out Drake's hypocrisy, given how he has benefited from streaming platforms throughout his career, commenting, quote, "And this is why I don't give a F about Drake feelings. Bitch, you let my sister burn." This is a straight up, what they call Nicki fans now. Like, yo, listen. Let me keep this moving. What else? Another user suggested that Drizzy is only complaining about UMG now that he is not allegedly benefiting from similar tactics. Quote, "Drake is going against the machine now. Economic harm." They like laughing. Drake's legal filings have received a largely negative reaction from within the hip-hop world, and also have inadvertently led to an increase in streams for Not Like Us. Since he filed the petition last week, sales of the diss song have jumped by a staggering 440%. You cannot pay for that, my dude. While streams of the song have risen by 20%. So sales went up 440 and streams went up by 20. That's sales, gang. According to Talk of the Charts, Kendrick's latest album, GNX, has also seemingly benefited from the drama. So with that being said, Nicki is complaining and was complaining 8 years ago about Drake being unfairly placed in positions, unfairly boosted, when she was getting treated the exact opposite, where they were trying to punish her for playing her music on her own radio station. The UMG owns both of them. They own both their music. They tell them both what to do, when to drop, how to drop. Drake can say whatever, but that company says, the final say so. Okay, you want to drop on April 3rd? Okay, let me look around. We're going to get back to you and we'll let you know, okay? Okay. That's the same thing they're doing with Nicki. Now, Drake is suing now because he wants to get out of the deal. They're like, yo, he already paid back the $400 million. He trying to get $600 million. He trying to get $650 million. He trying to get $800 million. Every time they tell the story, he trying to get $1 billion. Like, it gets bigger and bigger, but he not getting none of that because what's going on is they still got him on other things. Let's say he did allegedly pay back, which I do not believe. I'm sorry. I don't believe the $400 million was paid back. But let's say he paid back $400 million. They want $8 million. We give you $4 million, but it ain't no loan. It's a loan. We don't got interest on it. So we give you $4 million. We trying to make $8 million. What we talking about? No, we're not letting you go. And no, we ain't changing the terms of the deal. No, we're not bumping up your salary. This ain't football. You ain't going to renegotiate for your last year lame duck contract and then you get up. No, I feel like Drake still owes them more than just $400 million. There's more in that contract that he needs to fulfill. That's why he's renegotiating. People are like, won't he just go independent? He can't. He's stuck there. That's why he wants to renegotiate, because he realized I make a lot of money for these dudes. I make a lot more than $400 million. That was yesterday's price is not the same today's price. I was making that at that time. If I can make them $400, I can make myself $400 million. That's what this is about. He realized too late that he's bigger than them. But what it is he really not bigger than them, because once he leave, all them playlists is going to go. Now, Drake don't need the playlist. He would have to be humble enough to accept a decrease in sales. Let's just be honest. Drake is a big artist, but after this battle, he's been severely crippled. It's been a real challenge. So Drake could really make a lot of bag. If he went independent, yes, it would change the music industry started out, but not the way you think. It would change it where a guy can make, he gonna make his moves. He just post a thing one time, say, I just dropped the album last night. The thing gonna do millions, but at the end of the day, it's not gonna do the millions it used to do, because he's not gonna be on all the playlists he used to be on. He's not getting all the payola and the greasy palms that they used to say, play this record, play that record, all over the freaking world, all over the globe. These DJs get play this record, here you go. A lot of that not gonna be happening no more. It's just gonna be on its own merit. Is the record good? Do the streets want the record? Because he's not going to be able to get all that promo that he was getting, all the bots and all this extra stuff that he's complaining about now. He's not going to get that no more. So him going independent going to be, he going to have to settle for first week sales 50,000, first week sales 80,000. That's what he going to have to settle for. Just being honest. Now, with him collecting the majority of the royalties, that's crazy, right? If he could do 80,000, let's be fair. Drake going to do 150,000 in the first week without even trying. He going to do that. He going to do 150,000. You got to remember, this is without all the playlists and all that. They're going to have to some point put it on some playlist. It is what it is. He going to do 150,000, maybe 2, right? But it's not going to be what he's used. It's not going to be 732,000 units. It ain't going to be no shit like that. So he going to have to humble himself and take that first week hit, right? It might be 190. Drake's first week academics, the proposed going to be Drake first week sales, 190. People going to be like, flop, like, he can't listen to that. He got to look at it like, I'm getting more than, you're getting 10 cents off your dollars. I'm getting 90. So it's a different kind of money now. So it's going to be different. So you're going to have to humble himself, be like, listen, I'm not going to be listening to them clowning me about the first week sales. I'm just going to do my records, go on my tour, and show them what a real independent artist looks like. Stop worrying about the numbers. That's where they get caught up. The Drake fans get caught up in the numbers. So then when this next joint come out and it does less than GNX, that's when the real goofiness is going to come, because they're so worried about the numbers, because it's not going to do those numbers. It's just not going to do them. I'm just going to be honest. Before we even get going, before you get your hopes up that Drake going to do this 400, 500,000, no, he's not going to do that. I'm telling you right now, he's not going to do that. Drake is not going to do that. I don't care what label he's on, because the people are not trying to hear Drake right now. So he's going to have to crawl back and slowly take a lesser amount of numbers. He's going to have to do the right features. He's going to have to position himself, because his brand is not good right now. He's going to have to reposition himself back into the people's graces, and it's going to take time. He got to get this battle behind him. He got to move forward. But if he's trying to do it with the label, it's going to be a different struggle, because he already messed up there. He already messed up his relationship up there by taking him to court. I think Drake is trying to avoid the third thing people are not talking about. I don't think he wants to drop an album right now and get bad numbers. So him going to war with his label is excusing him from having to drop any music. He dropped 18 joints. None of them joints went anywhere. Like, I don't think any of them went inside the top 50. None of them went number 1. So right now, his brand is struggling. So right now, if he could just fall back and say, look, I ain't got to drop nothing because I'm feuding with the label. Once this label stuff is situated, then I can come out and give you guys what you want, blah, blah, blah. So it's going to be a tough road right now. Y'all might not get no music, because he can't put out any music while he's in an actual litigation with these guys. So this all is a smokescreen to me. I feel like he's going to have to dead this real soon to get any music out, because they're not going to put no music out when you just accuse them of you hit them with a RICO charge, and you accuse them of payola, fake bots and all that. They're not going to put your music out, but that's what he wants. That's what he wants. So stay tuned. I think Nicki Minaj really, really says what she means, and she was really mad once again at that time. And right now they go through phases. And I just watched something on YouTube where I really saw, like, somebody broke down how really crazy their relationship is. And I'm just going to be honest, a lot of time it was Drake just being like low-key, just not being a good friend. I'm just being honest. If you go find that documentary, it's like a YouTube video of why Drake and Nicki Minaj have issues. And who was it, Luisa? I don't know who did it, but you watching and you're like, Drake, dog, you really not a good friend of this. Like, you really not cool to this girl. Like, every time she need him, every time she waiting on him, she need him for this, she need it. He don't come, he stays, stand her up, he don't send a verse. It's like, low key, bro, like, you're really not a good person with this girl. I'm just gonna be honest, man. Let me know what you think in the comments. CLBMG, man. Let me know if I'm on to something or I'm completely off. I don't know, but salute to Nicki Minaj. She been doing her thing. You know what I'm saying? She's still bad. It is what it is. You know, it is what it is. Peace.
Look, mission impossible to drop a few lines without dropping old times when Southern Hill was still a gold mine. When pistol grips was my shit and I sold mine. When Alias was not a show and they told mine. BlackYeti.com. Black-Yeti.com.
CLB.